Hi guys, welcome to the ISEB 13 plus biology. We're looking at the variation of living organisms and we're looking at the classification of vertebrates. Now there are 5 groups of vertebrates and you need to be able to justify in a question why a particular animal belongs to a particular vertebrate group. So for instance, can you justify why a shark is a fish or why a snake is a reptile? Can you justify why a dolphin is a mammal? So these are all of the things you would need to do in an ISEB 13 plus exam, and they're normally worth 2 marks each one. So vertebrates are split into 5 different groups. 2 of the groups are warm-blooded, also called endotherms, and 3 of the groups are cold-blooded, known as ectotherms. Now, if you're warm-blooded, you can keep a constant temperature despite varying environmental conditions. If you're cold-blooded, your temperature is only ever a few degrees above the environment that you're surrounded in. Now, let's look at the first group here, reptiles. Reptiles have certain features. They're toughed in dry, they're covered, toughed, they're covered in dry, scaly skin, they're cold-blooded, they breathe through lungs, they can live on land, or as you can see here, they can swim through water. And they lay their eggs on the land, not in the water. Let's look at another group of cold-blooded animals, the amphibians. Amphibians have moist, wet skin, no scales in sight. They live in the water and on the land, but they lay their eggs in water, as you can see in this picture here. They also breathe through lungs. Right, let's get into the third cold-blooded group, and this is fish. They are covered in scaly skin, a bit like the reptiles, but they live solely in the water. They lay their eggs in the water. However, they don't breathe through lungs, they breathe through gills. Okay, the next group is birds. They're warm-blooded, so they're endotherms. They're covered in feathers. They breathe through lungs, just like all of the other groups except for fish. They lay eggs and they make nests, and of course, they can fly and live in the air. Now we have mammals. Mammals are covered in hair and fur, so no scales in sight and no feathers, just hair and fur. Mammals give birth to live young. They're the only group that doesn't lay eggs. Those young then feed off the mother's milk, and mammals also breathe through lungs. All right, guys, what we're going to do now, we're going to do some questions to test your knowledge in all of this. So you may want to rewatch the video. Pause the video now, have a go at these questions, and then I'm going to go through the answers with you. Okay, let's have a look at the answers. Name 2 characteristics that make a squirrel a mammal. So why do we consider a squirrel a mammal? Well, it can give birth to live young, so these squirrels don't lay eggs. They're covered in fur or hair. They're warm-blooded, i.e. a squirrel can live in different countries and different environments. It maintains its own body temperature. And they feed their young with milk. And of course, they breathe through lungs as well, which isn't up there on the screen. Let's look at the next one. State a difference between amphibians and reptiles. So it's true that they both swim in the water, and it's true that they both lay eggs, but we've got some differences here. Amphibians have soft, moist skin, and amphibians lay eggs in the water. They don't lay eggs on land like reptiles. Okay, now the next question, state 2 differences between fish and amphibians. So well, fish have scales, as the answers have come up there, and fish breathe using gills, whereas amphibians have lungs and have soft, moist skin. So you could have gone for either one there. Right, let's look at the last question. Look at the animal below. Which group do you think it belongs to? And give your reasons. This is quite a typical 13 plus question. So this is, of course, is a turtle. Some people think, is it a fish? Is it an amphibian as it swims in the water? But the big clue is you've probably seen the pictures of the turtles going up the beach or making the run from the beach. They lay their eggs on land, and that's the big swing that makes them reptiles. They're also covered in scales, not soft, moist skin, and they're cold blooded and they have lungs. So they're not fish because they have lungs. Okay, guys, I hope this is helpful. Watch my other videos to prepare for the 13 plus. Good luck and hit the like and subscribe. Take care. Let's get to the marks.